Tonight we're having chicken piccata. So what I have here are 4 chicken breasts, boneless chicken breasts, skinless boneless chicken breasts. What I've done with them though is I've taken them and I've sliced them this way. So that gives us 8 chicken breasts that are thinner, and they'll cook better when they're thinner. So I have here about 3 cups of flour, a teaspoon of salt, and a teaspoon of pepper, and I have 5 eggs here that I have beaten. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the chicken and we're going to dredge it in the flour, and then we're going to dredge it, we're going to put it in the egg, and then we'll put it back in the flour to give it a nice coating. Make sure you get all the flour covering it, and then just shake off the excess. Put them over there. Do the next one. This is a nice dinner to make during the week. It's easy enough to do, and I enjoy it. So I finished flouring and breading my chicken cutlets, and I have here 2 tablespoons of butter and 2 tablespoons of olive oil. To that, I'm going to add some sliced garlic cloves. And I'm just going to let them flavor the oil a little bit, and then we're going to add our cutlets. So we're going to put them in the pan, we're going to let them cook for a few minutes, and then we're going to turn them over until they're nice and golden brown, and they're ready to eat. Okay, so while that's cooking, I have here a pot of boiling water. I'm going to make broccoli with orzo. So to start, I have about 3 cups of broccoli crowns that I have cut into smaller pieces. So we're just going to put them in here, and we're going to blanch them just for a minute or so, just so that they soften up. You don't want them mushy. And when the water comes back up to a boil, they're ready. Okay, so the broccoli is just about ready. I just put a little bit of salt in the water just to give them a little bit of flavor. And when they're done, we're going to put them in the bowl, and we're going to use the same water that we blanched the broccoli in to put our 2 cups of orzo in. So the broccoli is ready. Take them out, put them in the bowl, and then we're going to add our pasta. So this is going to take a few minutes. So we'll put 2 cups of orzo in there. We'll give it a stir, and we'll let it cook while we finish working on our chicken. Now on the broccoli, I'm just going to add a little bit of olive oil to keep it moist. Okay. When we're finished cooking the chicken, we're going to make our sauce. And the sauce consists of some sliced lemons that I have here, some capers, and some chicken stock. And then I'm going to add towards the end some chopped parsley. So these are moving along. A few more minutes for these, and we should be ready to make our sauce. So the chicken's just about ready, so I'm going to take the chicken out. I'm going to put it on this pan, and then I'm going to make the sauce. You have to make sure when you're cooking this chicken that you cook it all the way through. Sometimes you think it's cooked because the outside is brown, but the inside isn't really cooked. So make sure that you check to see that it's cooked all the way through. Okay. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to add a little bit more butter. And a little bit more olive oil. And then I'm going to take my lemons that I've sliced. Just 3 lemons. I don't like it too lemony, so for me this works. This isn't too lemony. So we're just going to cook the lemons down a little bit, let them get soft. And then to that we're going to add some chicken broth that I've made and some capers, a little salt and pepper, and then we're going to put the chicken back in the pan so it absorbs some of the flavor. So these are almost done. This gives it that little bit of lemon flavor that I like. We're going to add a couple of cups of chicken broth to this. Some people use wine. I use chicken broth. So we're going to let that cook down a little bit. We'll add our capers. Capers give it a nice salty taste. And when it starts to cook down a little bit, we'll add the chicken back in. And the flour from the chicken will thicken the sauce up even further. So we'll put in our chopped parsley. And then we'll add back in our chicken. Just leave it in for, a couple of seconds until it absorbs some of the flavor. And then we're ready to eat. Okay, so the ones that we put in first, turn over so that the other side gets some flavor. We're losing a little bit of the batter here, but that happens. So the chicken is ready and it's time to eat dinner. So we have our orzo and our broccoli here, which I have added a little bit of the sauce that's left over from cooking. Now I always do this because sometimes people like a little bit more flavor in their chicken. So let's give it a taste. I particularly like the capers. I think the capers give it a really nice flavor. The outside is crispy and it has that nice, not too lemony taste to it. And the orzo is perfect. And I love the taste of the sauce in the orzo. And the broccoli, perfectly cooked. So it's a nice weeknight dinner. It's not really a lot of work, and just make sure that your chicken is cooked all the way through.